Hi guys, thanks for tuning into my channel. I am going to talk about my favorite topic, which is Viking cruises. And it's because it's Friday, and I almost thought I should start to do like just obsessive Viking cruise content on Fridays, because if you're like me, that's when you start thinking about your next trip. So just like the title said, today's video is just a really quick video on something that people are asking me about all the time. And that is, how about traveling as a minority on a Viking cruise? Now, I know not everybody is going to want to hear this video. I don't know if everybody is going to subscribe and say, this is the content I've been waiting for or not. But it is something that I was looking for when I was searching for details about Viking cruises. So it has to be put out there. It absolutely has to. And I'm going to do some additional videos on other things. And one of them that's going to come next is, how is it to travel on a Viking cruise as a young person? Now, I don't know if I still qualify as a young person, but I celebrated my birthday when I was on a Viking cruise. And I will say, if you're getting older, Viking cruise makes you feel young no matter what age you are, because you are going to be in good company. All right, let's get to it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love if you would just take a minute, hit that subscribe button and also the notification, so that you can get more info about Viking and anything else that's travel and lifestyle. Of course, I like to really focus on first, last, and onlys, and then just those little details that people aren't really thinking about, because I feel like I kind of have nerd travel tendencies. So I just like to give you guys like little details, the ones that you might be thinking, but you don't know who to ask. So if you've noticed, I am an African-American woman, and I am also married to an African-American man. And so we have a couple of different ways that we like to travel. Sometimes we are traveling for the destination, and sometimes we are traveling for the occasion. And on this particular time, we had a little bit of both. When we took the Viking cruise that I talk about a lot, which was the one to Greece, it was kind of a combination. It was actually a trip that was held over from COVID. That was going to be partly a honeymoon trip that became a just because trip. And so we were initially thinking about inviting some additional friends on the trip, but as you guys know, not everybody can afford, or they don't want to, like, I'll just say, allocate their dollars towards the Viking cruise. So we ended up traveling on our own, and we thought that was going to be a great way to travel. Of course, we are fortunate because we like traveling with each other. If you guys want to see a video on how it is to travel as a couple and kind of what the flow is with connecting with couples on the trip, if you really like that, I can give you a video about my perspective on how that goes. But this video is for people who are traveling either by themselves or with a couple, and you are really curious about what is going to be the culture, and will there be other Black families, couples, individuals on the cruise when you travel on Viking. And of course, I don't know if it matters for everybody, but it does matter for some people, depending on if you want to see other people who look like you. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? I actually wrote a book called A Cure for the Common Culture, and it's all about just having the conversation doesn't make you a bad person. So let's get into it. I will jump into the middle of our trip. We noticed early on there was not one other Black couple on our entire boat. Not one. The reason why I say I'm jumping to the middle is because at first we were just looking around. We got to our boat really late on the first night. So clearly you can't really tell what the full like population or boat, you know, squad looks like. So it's really hard to see if you've been able to like identify every person that's on the boat. And you're kind of thinking maybe there's some people that haven't gotten on yet, because clearly we have staggered arrival times and people have different schedules. So you don't take off until like day 2. But we did notice that as we were just slowly getting acquainted with everything, it's not like you see many people, but we didn't see any people that look like us. By day 3, you have a pretty good assessment that you've seen the majority of the people who are traveling with you. And the biggest way that you can see a good group of people, of course, would be the port talks, because it's a large room with the majority of the people usually come to a port talk, at least one. And then the dinner rooms, you notice kind of like a quick look across the room. So we kind of made it a little bit of a mission to it at some point to start to look around and see if there were any other people that look like us. And we saw some people. And come to find out that when we were coming back on the boat, they went to the left and we went straight, which meant that they were just part of the crew. So they actually were on the boat, but not on the boat. So they were on the boat, but not on the boat. So I will say, if you are an African-American individual, couple, group of friends, do not expect that you are going to be in the company of many or any, I think I'll brand that, of many or any other people who look like you traveling on this cruise. Now, I don't have a perspective that I'm going to share about that on this video, but if you'd like to hear what I think about the experience, then subscribe, because I will do a video about that next week, and what my perspective is and how I traveled. And I had some crazy things that actually happened that I want to share about our experience, and even some of the comments and perspective that people shared with us that maybe they had not ever seen any or many themselves. So when you say that the Viking cruise is all about culture, it absolutely is, but not just the culture that you visit, but also the culture that you can experience. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick video about that, because I've gotten some comments and people have been searching and looking for an answer. So now you do have your answer. Do not expect many, possibly any, on a Viking cruise. Thanks, and subscribe. See you guys next time.